and welcome back to Dicebreaker. We are here at PAX Unplugged and we are checking out a very exciting game. We are checking out Mythic Mischief and I'm here with Austin.
Hello.
Tell me a little bit more about the game.
Yeah, so Mythic Mischief is an asymmetric abstract game.
Okay.
Do those words mean anything? Because I didn't hear a thing the first time I heard those words.
I think I'd love a little explanation. Yeah, that'd be great.
So asymmetric games classically are like, chess and checkers and things like that.
Okay.
They've evolved a lot over the years, and this one has a lot of theme, and so it almost doesn't even feel like you're playing an abstract game. But then asymmetric means we're playing as factions that have very different powers. And so that's kind of the approach. But what you're doing is you're hiding in a library you're not supposed to be in.
I love that.
Yeah. And so there's this Tombkeeper that is walking around the library trying to kick students out, and of course the students have turned that into a game.
They would.
And so you're trying to get your friends caught by putting them on the path the Tombkeeper's taking without getting caught yourself. So the way that we do that, though, is really different because I am able to switch places with your people.
Okay.
But you're the big, strong Frankenstein's monsters, and so you throw me super long distance. So
I love that for me.
Yeah, I love that for you too. So the Tombkeeper, after one of us takes our turns, is going to move toward this first destination up here. So they're going to move that way. And so on your turn, you might use your throw ability here and toss one of my wizards out in front of the Tombkeeper. Oh. And then after you're done with your turn, Tombkeeper would move, and my wizard would get caught, and you would get a point.
I see.
And then the game is over when you either get 10 points, or whoever has the most points at the end of the school day, which is when both of these cards are done.
Oh, so, yeah, the bell rings.
The bell rings.
I'm going home.
We're going home.
Even if I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Good, I'm glad you like it. Before lunch, the Tombkeeper's moving 4 spaces, but after lunch, the Tombkeeper's eating a little bit of food, and so they are moving 3 spaces. But basically, a little heavier. You have these destination tokens that are telling us from these cards where the Tombkeeper's headed around the board.
Interesting. Okay, so you can kind of like set it up and strategize around like where you think you're gonna go, like.
Yeah, but I think my favorite part of the game is that you're actually controlling all the elements on the board. You're not just controlling your characters. You can move these bookcases, which changes the path that the Tombkeeper is going to take. You can distract the Tombkeeper, which is going to pull them a separate direction. Then, of course, you can move your characters and the opponent's characters. And so you're controlling every element of what you see here. And so while right now, there's really no way that this Frankenstein monster is getting caught, I might move up here and switch with you, with my character. And then now he's on the path as he heads toward the tube.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm catching you. But on your turn, instead of throwing me, because you can't throw me into this wall here, you may rotate this wall, and so now the Tombkeeper is going to maybe go this way. And so you're able to change the direction the Tombkeeper is going to take by moving the bookcases.
Oh, very interesting. So can anyone move the bookcases, or is that because I'm
so we do it a little bit differently, and so you're strong, and so you push them open, and you just like really shove them hard. I'm a wizard, and so I'm sneaky, and I kind of like slide things with magic. So the way I move it is very different. I can slide things up here, for instance, and now the Tombkeeper's going to go that way.
That's great. So how are there 4 factions I see here?
So in the base game, everything that's out here is in there, and then we have 3 more factions.
Cool.
The wizards are kind of the generalist faction. They're really good at everything, but not as good as some of the other factions are, specifically at some things. They're really good at moving around the board, and so they actually have a special ability that lets them teleport to anywhere. And then
that's very useful.
After lunch, all the factions get another ability as well, and theirs is to put these little portals out on the board, and they can blink in between them as a single movement, basically.
Oh, that's super useful.
The Frankenstein's monsters actually have a trap that they can put on the board underneath of a character. And so I would be stuck here and couldn't run away from the Tombkeeper as they were coming towards me. So a little terrifying. The zombies, which are actually my favorite faction. They're also a little gross because they leave decay out on the board.
No way!
People can slip on it and slide on multiple spaces.
That's so thematic.
It's also gross, but also thematic.
I like how you stuck so strong to the theme though.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. They also have a special ability called Stench, which if you pull it, they are just really smelly because they're decaying, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the Tombkeeper will actually run away from them, and it's the only time the Tombkeeper does not want to be near someone to catch them. And then the vampires, they can actually steal blood from us by walking through our spaces, and then they can use that to upgrade their abilities. And I should probably talk about that.
Tell me about the abilities.
You start really not very upgraded at all. You can move 3 times, you can throw me once, and that's about the extent of your turn. But as you walk around the board, there are these tomes on the board.
I see.
And if you pick them up, you'll be able to slot them in your abilities here. And now you permanently have 5 movement per turn instead of the 3 that you started with.
I see, that's so cool.
And then some of your abilities are really powerful, and so they take a tome to use, and you start with one there. But if you were to get another tome from the board, you could put it back in there to use it again.
Oh, that's great.
So that's kind of how you're upgrading your characters across the game. And so by the end, you'll be able to do more than double what you're able to do.
Incredibly strong.
Yeah,
pushing everyone out of the way.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. So do you have to do the abilities one at a time, or can you like pick and choose?
No,
what
yeah,
you're
you can pick and
doing?
choose. Yeah, so you can move,
Right.
and you can use like all the different characters that you have. You don't just have to like focus on one.
Amazing. So you can really kind of like get to know a certain faction and then like
Yep.
play them all different ways to work out the absolute strongest way and
Yep.
destroy all your opponents.
Yeah, I am not good with the Frankenstein monsters because I don't have the vision for like the long throws that some people do. But the
That's
zombies
fair.
are my jam.
I love that. I can relate to that. I think I would relate more to like dropping an arm or something for someone to step in and being super strong because I'm not the strongest.
Yeah,
you know?
it just doesn't. It's not how I am in real life, I guess.
Yeah,
so I'm not
right,
good
exactly.
at it in the game. My other favorite thing about the vampires is they're the only faction that can affect people from a really far like distance, and so they can
Okay.
use their stare to like drag people a really long way. So if I was a vampire here, I could make the Frankenstein's monsters walk toward me a really long distance away.
Oh,
So they're like the
vampire
sniper faction, I guess you
mind
could
magic
say.
stuff.
Yeah, mind magic stuff,
I
precisely.
love that.
So yeah. The other factions that I
tell
talked
me
about,
about
witches, a lot of people's favorite faction.
Yeah,
They are
really
the mean
mine.
girls of the school. Oh, I should have talked about the skater kids are the zombies, the jocks are the
Yes!
Frankenstein's monsters, the nerds are the wizards.
I was just looking at that.
And then we've got greasers that are the vampires.
Oh,
So,
incredible, of course.
but the mean girls, of course, are the witches.
They would be.
And I love, if you have a chance, read the bios of them because they're hilarious. But I can say because I didn't write them. But the trolls are the theater kids.
Okay,
And crack me up
that works.
because they have a wall that is their wall, and it's basically a set piece
Oh,
from their
of
theater, and
course.
so they can
Wow.
take it around and set it up in random places, and it looks like a real
Incredible.
wall to
They
everyone
painted
else.
it so well,
Yeah,
of course.
it looks so realistic. And then the ghosts are one of the harder to play factions, but are really
Okay.
fun because they really basically they possess you to move you around the board, and so they'll move into your space and then make you walk with them, and they're hard to play, but they're fun to play.
That's so incredibly creepy, but great. I
yeah.
love it.
So yeah, that's the factions in a nutshell. But,
That's so cool. I love, as I said before, this is like so thematic, and you've stuck with that like in every little thing that's in this. I love it. How did you kind of come up with a theme? What was your inspiration?
So we started off with just having a like cliquey high school type thing.
Okay, yeah.
And we have 3 designers at Ivy Studio, and so Max came to us with that idea. And with all the different powers and things we were doing, it kind of just evolved into this mythic manor, this high school where the kids were all like living and functioning together, but obviously very different cliques of people. So it's been a real blast to work on. But
I bet. I love this. This is just so creative and inspiring. I'm already like, I can already like picture all the school and how everyone interacts. I love it.
we're working on more factions because we had so much fun the first time, and so we have fairies coming out and gargoyles and maybe some gnomes and I think some werewolves. So
I love those.
that'll be fun to add to
That's
the
great.
game as
You've
well.
just got fantasy to just
Oh,
keep
yeah, there's so
expanding
much to
into.
pull from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
love it. So this is great. So what is the player count for this?
Yeah, so you can play 1 to 4. There's this solo mode where you're actually trying to stop some evil poltergeist from taking books out of the library.
Oh,
and
that's
so
fun.
You're kind of helping the Tombkeeper, but he doesn't know it, so he's still trying to put you in
Right,
detention.
okay, yeah.
So you have to avoid him still. But 2-player is what is set up right here.
I can see.
You can play 3-player, and it's actually 2v1. And that is, like, we thought that would be really hard to balance, and it ended up working out really well. So I encourage trying that one out. And then 2v2, you're actually playing with 4 factions, and it's two different teams. And you're playing with only 2 of your minis instead of 3.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to ask like how everyone's going to fit on the board.
Yep.
Otherwise
It gets a little bit traffic jam.
That makes sense.
But with the 2v2, you're sharing tomes and you're sharing boosts, is what it's called. So you're not feeling quite as powerful as when you're playing 1v1. So you're doing more than you would on a 1v1, but not that much more. So yeah. And then it plays in about like 45 to 90 minutes, depending on the player count. So 45, if you know what you're doing, 2 players can definitely play it in 45 minutes.
That makes sense.
But if you're playing 4 players, a lot more talking and going back and forth on, okay, maybe we do this, and it ends up going a little bit more like an hour
Strategize,
and a half,
and when you got more people by the time you go through everyone's goes, it always adds up.
Yep, it adds up. So yeah. but still nice and snappy. Like I'm really glad it doesn't take like 2 hours to
Yeah,
play.
it's great when you can have it kind of like, you can sit down and maybe play it in like an hour or under an hour. That's the
best.
I always love that from a board
Because then I get to play again. You get to play a second
time.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like watching a TV show over a movie,
Yeah.
You're like, I'll watch 4 hours of a TV show, but I'll only watch 1 hour movie.
Yeah, precisely.
Tell me a little bit more about your studio then.
Yeah, so we started off as an animation studio, and we loved board games. We'd play after work, and eventually we had an idea for a deck builder negotiation game that became Moonrakers, and that was our first game in, I think, 2019 we did that, and then the pandemic happened.
Yes.
And it was like, what do we do? And so we switched to playtesting online and came out with Veiled Fate and Mythic Mischief, and now the pandemic is relieved enough to where we can playtest in person again, and we have more games coming out this year. So
incredible. Yeah. And is this out now? Can people get this?
Yep, so this is on our web store. You can just Google Mythic Mischief and you'll find it there. And yeah, we actually have it at PAX as well. So.
If you were at PAX, I hope you picked one up because incredible, I love this. And if not, you can head to the website. Is there anywhere else people can find you?
Yeah, we're on Instagram. Mythic Mischief has a really strong Instagram. We're posting there. Probably we'll start posting there a lot again soon. But there's a lot of the art and stuff if you're interested in seeing that.
It's very visual, so that's a good place to be. Yeah. Amazing. Well, Austin, thank you so much for joining me and showing me Mythic Mischief. I love what I'm seeing. This is so cool. I really want to check it out and play, hopefully some point.
Let's do it.
That's great. But if you want to see more games, you can stick around on the Dicebreaker YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we've got a ton of stuff coming out over PAX and beyond as we check out more games. We're just having a great time. But thank you for showing me.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.